Revelations 11:14. The second woe is past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Heavenly Father and His Son, Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Wahara Kakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders, the Jim Master who rule well, teach well, peace and blessings to you brothers out there that's laboring on the four corners of the globe in all truth and sincerity and strength. Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai. GMS Arkansas coming with this lesson. This Revelations 11:14. It says the second woe is past, meaning what? We know this to be World War II. And it says, behold, it says the third woe cometh quickly, which is World War III. All right? And we're at the stages in the game where this war is right around the corner. It's at the door. It's knocking. Okay? This is the war to end all wars, the war where we're going to see Yahweh Shai and his armies, sort of Revelation 19, come through the heavens, okay, with their flaming breaths and their furies of fire, and they're going to basically destroy Babylon. This is leading up to the destruction of Babylon. We're going to say it again, okay? You go back to the 9th chapter of Revelations. 12th verse, it says, one woe is past, and behold, there come two woes more hereafter. And that was World War I, because when you read in Revelations, this 9th chapter, it's dealing with Kaiser Wilhelm. Okay, and it says two more come after. And we had World War II in the 1940s. And now you about to embark on World War III. Okay, and the talks in the news. Okay. I'm going to share this video, which is talking of Israel, warning Iran, and so forth. Now, these countries have had different war words and basically cyber wars, but now we're at the point where Iran, their nuclear capabilities is almost 100%. It's something like 60 or 70%. They have the uranium, okay? And you know, once they get at full capacity, they're not going to be trying to hear what Israel is saying no more. And on the other side, you got America, Joe Biden, which probably could sit down and talk with Israel about trying to even attack Iran, but it's imminent. It's all the Heavenly Father's plan, okay? The scriptures say here in Isaiah 9:5, it says, for every battle of the warrior is with confused noise, and garments roll in blood, but this shall be with burning and fury of fire. Okay, this war is going to be fought with thermonuclear destruction. Okay, it won't be no millions of armies on horsebacks, you know, fighting in the middle of the battlefield with shields and swords and arrows like 300. This war here is going to be fought with uranium and plutonium, okay? These horses are going to be flying through the air, thermonuclear destruction. This is going to be ICBM, intercontinental ballistic missiles, okay? So I'm going to just play this video to let you see what they're saying and how close we are to basically getting out of here, how close the elect men of the Heavenly Father are getting close to going home.
And the Gulf states at the same time. Just look at the countries on Israel's warning list. Turkey, Bahrain, the UAE, Jordan, Egypt, all of them have normalized relations with Israel. So this threat could be a message to the Gulf states. Do not gang up against Tehran. But turns out, Israel has a plan for that. A special West Asian Defense Alliance. Israel's defense minister confirmed its existence for the first time on Monday.
One of the key issues in this vision of cooperation is what I call MEAD, Middle East Air Defense. It can help with anything related to Iran's attempts to attack countries of the region using rockets, missiles, cruise missiles, and UAVs. This program is already operative and has already thwarted Iranian attempts that I spoke about on other occasions, both here and in the Middle East in general.
Now that is big. Israel and the US are building a defense system in West Asia, and who is using this system? Not just Israel, but some Arab states too. Benny Gantz did not confirm which Arab states were part of it, but he did say some Iranian attacks were thwarted. So clearly the battle lines are drawn. Iran on one side, Israel and the Gulf states on the other. But there is also a third possibility here. And this is the possibility. Israel is bluffing about the threat to its citizens. They need a pretext to raise tensions with Iran, possibly strike Iran's nuclear assets. And what better excuse than a threat to its people? Like I said, it's all cloak and dagger. Both countries have a history of such shadow wars. But at what point does the shadow retreat? Could this become a full-fledged war? A lot depends on the Iran nuclear deal talks. As of today, there is no progress. Tehran says they're ready to strike a good deal, but on one condition. The United States must grant some concessions. Basically, they want two things. Number one, remove the Iran Revolutionary Guard Corps from the foreign terror list. And number two, assurances that the US will not leave the deal again, like they did with Donald Trump. Joe Biden has refused to give either. He will not compromise on any of these points. And with each delay, Iran is closer to the bomb. They have enriched uranium to 60%. If they reach 90%, they will have weapons-grade uranium. And if that happens, Israel is going to respond.
They get to 90, they will have weapons-grade uranium, which is as part of Heavenly Father's plan. Is Isaiah 54:16. Behold, I have created the smith that bloweth the coals in the fire, and that bringeth forth an instrument for his work. And I have created the waster to destroy it. Okay? Originally, the bed of Teman, the Heavenly Father had them create these nuclear missiles. Now you have these different scientists have picked up the technology, and they're creating, the Arab countries are creating, Iran is creating the same nuclear capabilities. You know, and I know they don't want them to, because they know once Iran get it, they know they won't hesitate to strike. Okay, because they're one of the most powerful countries in the UAE. They're the biggest country. They're not Iraq. Okay, if you remember, back in the late 70s, Iran held hostage. They held Americans hostage for a long period of time, man. They're not a scary type Arab country. As they say, they about their business. So it says, behold, I have created smith that bloweth the coals in the fire, that bring forth the instrument for his work. And that instrument is what? These thermonuclear missiles. And Iran is going to be a part of the destruction of Babylon. They're going to take a part in it, as well as the bear, which is Russia, right? And Great Britain, the UK, Pakistan, India, China, Korea, all these countries. Pursuing the Revelation 17, man, they're going to hate the whore, and the whore is America. All right, they sit on the beast, the scarlet color whore. Spoken of in Revelation 17 chapter. Okay?
Question is, can Joe Biden stop it? Because let's face it, only he can. Biden can grant concessions to seal the Iran nuclear deal. He can also warn Israel against attacking Iran. He does have the leverage to do so. The US provides Israel with military assistance worth $146 billion. That money gives Biden a lot of clout. So all eyes will be on his West Asia tour next month. Biden will be making stops in Israel and Saudi Arabia. What he does there could decide America's future in West Asia. And there is one more reason that visit will be interesting, because Israel's government has just decided to dissolve the parliament next week. The Prime Minister's office announced the decision a few minutes back. Israel will be holding its 5th election in around 2 years, 5th, which means all the old faces will be back on the ballot. Benjamin Netanyahu, Yair Lapid, Benny Gantz, all of them will be vying for the Israeli Prime Minister's chair. It's safe to say West Asia is heading for a volatile period. We'll be watching.
Done. So he said, hey, when he go over there, he could leave that meeting. They could be hating the horror when he leave that meeting. They could be full-fledged in order. This is all the spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. Joel 3:9. Prepare ye this among the Gentiles. Prepare war. Wake up the mighty men. Let all the men of war draw near. Let them come up. Beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. And you got to remember, Iran was one of these agricultural countries as well, okay, that have turned in those agricultural tools for enriched uranium. They're creating the plutonium and the uranium to get those nuclear missiles. Okay. It says, assemble yourselves and come all ye heathen and gather yourselves together round about. Thither cause the mighty ones to come down, O Yahweh, the angels. Because once this war starts, you're going to see the Heavenly Father's Son and his angels make their appearance pursuing the Revelations, the 19th chapter, the 14th verse. Let the heathen be wakened and come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat, Yahweh Shaphat. For there I will sit to judge all heathen round about. This is the valley of decision where the Heavenly Father is going to judge everybody. World War III, okay, which is on the horizon. Okay, we at that time. We at the end, brothers. We at the end, man. Okay? We don't have long. So we just have to keep pushing, man. Keep pushing. You know? Keep our mind on this prophecy, man. You know? Keep our focus, man. And keep your faith. Because you can see right around you, gas is finna be, it's at an all-time high right now. Food is going up. We finna go into this famine condition. Esau's finna the mass pushing of the MOTB, the war talks. We at the end, man. The prophecies are speaking, and we at the end. If you can't see it, okay. We right here at the end. Israel, at this point, they still worrying about what somebody else saying and what somebody doing. Okay? Still worried about the next man. Bro, we at the end. It's finna be every man for himself. It's finna be every man for himself. It's gonna be you and your faith. That's what it's boiling down to. You think you're going to be standing, the same guy you holding camp with, you think you're going to be standing next to him all through this? No, you finna be by yourself. Every man finna get tested. So we have to basically get our shit in order. Get your shit in order, man. Because every man about to be tested. No matter how you stand and be tough on Fridays and Saturdays and Wednesdays and Mondays, standing tough with garments on, you about to be tested. We right here at the end. These people are talking about war. This is the last prophecy, man. This is it. And hey, man, Revelations 3 and Revelations 2, we right here. Sirach 2. So with that, man, hey, call Allah Milah Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushua, Bahashim Karkadash, double honor to the Apostle Elders of GMS. Peace and blessings to the hopeful elect. Shalom.